Every year, the GDST runs its 3-day annual Young Leaders Conference at the Royal High School in Bath, bringing together over 140 student leaders from across our schools to inspire them in their roles as head girls and prefects, and to experience firsthand the GDST values of girls first, bold, networked and principled. Over the 3 days, students get first-hand experience in leading and working in a team. There are inspiring speakers.
But it's good it happened. And I think Dad would probably be pleased the direction I took after that, because I stopped following everyone else's dreams and I started following my own.
Improving standards of leadership in organizations. Now, one of the best ways of doing this is to encourage more women to opt into careers in management and leadership.
There's also the opportunity to work with real charities in a competitive apprentice-style challenge. This is designed to test their skills and ability to work under pressure to complete a task, which they present to a judging panel of experts on the final day. The girls are split into their teams, with 3 teams working for each of the charities joining us.
Just as Thomas Bernardo,
Barnardo's,
our founder, stood up for the most vulnerable children in society, we continue to fight for the UK's most vulnerable children today.
Plan UK,
Some of the poorest communities in the world across Africa, Asia and the Americas.
Joe's Cervical Cancer Trust,
Diagnosed with cervical cancer, and 3 women will have sadly lost their lives to this disease.
and the Lily Foundation.
A child has a condition that they're not going to survive often past their teenage years.
I was invited to the GDST. I had a wonderful weekend, and one of my groups won the weekend. And this was their campaign. They came up with a campaign called #GetSmeared. They came up with the idea of using your lipstick, smearing it across the cheeks to create like an army. On one day of the year, everyone put on their war paint with the lipstick, shared it on social media, and used #GetSmeared. We had about 500 pieces of press coverage alone from one press release that I wrote. All the nationals basically covered it. Really strong coverage as well. The majority mentioned the charity, so brand awareness. Visitors to the website increased by 50%. Charities across the world contacted us to be involved. And actually, crucially, anecdotal feedback from a cytology lab in London said that they saw a 30% uplift in women going for their screenings that month. We had almost 15,000 mentions of our hashtag on Twitter, and that actually equates to 156 million impressions on Twitter. In 7 days, 9,000 uploads to Instagram. This was very much an Instagram and Twitter campaign. And as I said, did people book their smear tests? Well, we have heard that there was an uplift in people going for their smears. Last week we were awarded Communications Campaign of the Year by Third Sector Awards, which is the charity industry award body. And all that came from one simple idea from the GDST 2 years ago. So I have high expectations for my teams this year.
To help the girls bond as a team and start thinking about how they will work together, the British Army put them through a series of challenges.
This is not stable at all. I know, but...
Do you not think it would be quicker if we all got on the plank and then passed it along, because this is going to take more time to get it across and then get it there? But...
Where is it? Sorry. There we go. Got it.
Army challenge completed, the girls are given a masterclass by fundraising expert Glenn Fendley, who is also one of our judges.
You're going to go online, you're going to look at your target audience, you're going to give us some evidence as to why they will like your event. You're going to do some research, you're going to prove to us.
With Glenn's wisdom, the girls set about the task.
I'm fairly confident that we're going to win.
You could do it like as an event.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
for example,
Like,
could
yeah.
be
World's biggest organ.
Yeah, world's biggest.
What do you think the aim of this campaign should be?
I think the aim for the charity was they were saying how we want to find a cure.
At the start of day 2, the girls have an opportunity to present the ideas they come up with to their charity.
Protect your princess. Not 100% on that.
Kids could get these packs, do something creative, make a gift. The gift gets passed on, someone appreciates it. There's a Twitter campaign parallel to that.
Bernardo's is forever.
Yeah.
It's when these children leave like Bernardo's care, they still carry that with them.
Really strong, really strong, really strong.
It is, because I'm just thinking.
I think nice.
I had horrible images of like a table, kind of like a conference meeting type thing.
Long table.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really excited now. I'm just get going on it, see where it goes.
Yeah.
Followed by sponsorship pictures.
The t-shirts, this is just sort of a basic outline. We'd have, say, 1,000 t-shirts in each of the 15 major John Lewis stores across Britain. And then we would sell this at about £25 a t-shirt.
I think as an idea, it might need fleshing out a bit more, but as I said, I really enjoyed your pitch.
I think they liked the pitch. I think we knew
We
what
thought
we
through
wanted to say
everything.
and just went in, said it, and I think we tried not to waffle too much. We just said what we wanted.
We did quite a lot of research. We tried to go through everything that they might ask us. Every aspect
I'm on
of
like
it.
an adrenaline.
Me too.
Like, high.
We were so happy.
Oh no, that's good. Can't wait to tell everyone.
Hopefully that will continue it a lot more because we were looking at the
Every group has the same opportunity to present.
from July through to November.
I think we've fallen in love with the project now and we really want it to happen, so having someone like scrutinising everything that you've planned.
I think we're just really keen trying to explain everything.
We've got to think of what's in it for them, what's in it for us. It's got to be twofold.
Do you think that the Unlock Your Secret campaign is stronger? And it was really nice to get some feedback. Now we've got lots of food for thought to go out and do some market research.
Then it's off to Bath City Centre to test out their ideas with some real market research.
And do you like the idea of how we're combining the Guardian newspaper with our idea of Guardian Angel, like bracelets and stuff? I think it went really well.
You know, she was really friendly, she was open, she allowed us to video her to put on our advert, which was really nice of her. Yeah, she was explaining a story, it was quite emotional.
5 for 5, but not slap.
Thank you. We got quite a few positive reactions. I mean, people are willing to do it if they get nominated, but there are also sort of more reserved opinions, I wouldn't be really keen on doing it. We got rejected a few times, that was fun.
Because I think when we were sort of sat initially, you have the idea and it's like, oh, this is great, and then actually you ask people and you start putting it into practice, think about the realities of it, you then begin to question, is this going to be as effective as we thought it would be?
It's like easy because we're all determined to get like to the final point of like winning it because we're going to win it, just let you know.
At this point, a lot of the ideas are still developing and focusing, but I think there are 2 or 3 really outstanding ideas, and it'll be just very interesting to see how they emerge fully fledged tomorrow morning.
Then they must start planning and practicing their pitch for the next day.
We're trying to put the presentation together and writing the script.
But it's quite hard to get the balance between the two.
Okay, so just the beginning of our PowerPoint, we're going to explain what our charity is and what it's about, why it is a charity, what it's being used for. And then we're going to go into what our proposition is for our event which is happening, and we're going to use the video which we've made, and then we're going to go into a bit more detail talking about the kind of things which we've developed, like our microsite and what we're using with our finance and our sponsorship and how that's going to influence our marketing, and then we're basically just going to conclude with how this is really going to help this charity.
It says there's one document waiting. Has it got enough paper in it? It's not been sent.
As the pressure builds before the final deadline on Saturday evening, it goes without saying there are the usual technical hitches.
Why are you recording this?
Thank you. Spreadsheet. Anyone from Bernardo?
Oh, is this the final submission?
The final hurdle for them on day 3 is to present their ideas to a panel of judges, which is also being broadcast live.
So we worked past our deadline slightly on Saturday night, and we got there, we made our presentation, we wrote our speeches, we were ready to go, and then when we woke up this morning, did a quick run through.
Can I have some really small points of feedback? Yeah. Read it really slowly because it won't be as slow as you think it is. And do make eye contact.
I think we're all quite excited to get it done now because we've been planning for a very long time now.
Team 8, please. You're first.
This is Farida.
At the age of just 12, when walking to school, she would be sexually harassed by both young and old men.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Monty, and I'm the leader of Team 12, and we're proud to be here today to be supporting the Lily Foundation.
Turn it off. Turn your phones off, please. Every 20 minutes, a child is born who has the potential genetic factors to have this disease by the time they're 16, and there is no cure.
Fighting mitochondrial disease, which affects cells, through research, raising awareness and supporting families. Hashtag Day Without Cells.
You got me. It does it. They listen to you, Claire. You listen to Claire. You listen to them. You've really thought it out. It's scalable. It's fantastic. Well done.
I bet a couple of the judges and probably the whole IT department never thought Team 6 would actually make it up there. We've had 3 major idea changes, 8 panic discussions with Kieran, 12 cups of tea lovingly brought by Glenn and Vanessa, and an immeasurable number of actually really incredibly difficult setbacks. And yet here we are, stronger than ever, focused on just one thing this time, which is our wonderful charity, Joe Cervical Cancer Trust. We propose, treat yourselves.
Our magic number this week has been 5. So, how many minutes does it take to get screened?
5! Bearing in mind, you've only had, 36 hours? I don't know, more than that maybe, to come up with an idea like that. I can tell you now, you've just saved Bernardo's a 6-figure sum.
It was quite scary, I'm not going to lie. We started off planning all through last night. We were still writing it and going over it this morning. We were quite well rehearsed. And by doing all of that, I feel like we were quite sort of slick when it came to it.
With the presentations complete, it's time for the judges to retire to the executive boardroom to deliberate.
Okay, should we go through this?
I love the idea. I absolutely love the idea. I think it has got legs. I think they were good to think about doing it, publicising it in Mitochondrial Disease Awareness Week. I think they were spot on in terms of the way that people feel about social media, impression on their lives. I can see it working with, I really can see Australia.
You got really excited.
Well,
every charity wants, if you want to spread a message across the world, you want to link with other charities.
And it's
and that's the powerful coalition.
Crisp, it was clear, you knew exactly where they were coming from.
The team spirit was amazing.
Buzzword in management at the moment.
It's got resilience.
Should we all vote?
There were 3.
Who's voting for Let's Nail It? Oh my god!
I am like this because I just am not sure.
Well, what is your primary objective?
Sebastian, easily.
Can I just say, this was the hardest judging session I think that we've ever had in 6 years of Young Leaders Conference. The quality of the presentations and of the ideas was so outstanding from every team. And the overall winner at the Young Leaders Conference 2015 is Team 11. So, would all of Team 11 like to come up?
Kind of thought, like, because we're such a good team, that we had a chance. Then when you watch everyone else's presentations, then you're like, oh, but they're so good. Yeah. Then when they pick yours, you're like, oh, you know, girls, we did that.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I think what really clinched it was the fact that we did work so well as a team, and we all really bonded over it. And I think bonding with each other is really, really important.
And so ends a fantastic and inspiring weekend. The girls achieved so much in so little time. They prove that they can work through any challenge, with people they don't know, against the clock and to the highest of standards. The girls leave the weekend more confident to build their own networks, more courageous in overcoming challenges, more composed when taking on leadership roles, and more committed to pursuing their ambitions.